Hello, we are Carlos and Nicolas, and we're going to present you the digestive system in a presentation.
What is the digestive system?
The digestive system is one of the many systems our body has and is in charge of processing the food for converting it in energy for our body.
Its parts. Our digestive system has 11 parts and they are pharynx, salivary glands, mouth, esophagus, liver, stomach, gallbladder, pancreas, small intestine, large intestine, and the anus.
Pharynx. The pharynx is an organ in form of a tube and is covered by a mucus and is fastened to the esophagus. In the pharynx there is always passing many air. Functions of the pharynx. 1. Helps the air entrance in the body. 2. Helps the swallowing of the food. 3. Other functions are the salivation and the chewing of the food. Now we're going to see a review about the pharynx.
Each portion of the respiratory tract has its own characteristics or functions. For example, the nasal cavity is where olfaction occurs, and it is here that conchae provide turbulence in the incoming air so that dirt and microbes are caught in mucus. The nasopharynx possesses a single tonsil and the opening to the pharyngotympanic tube, which leads to the middle ear. The oropharynx lies behind the oral cavity, and there are 2 tonsils in the vicinity of where the oral cavity and the oropharynx meet. There are also an additional 2 tonsils beneath the tongue, the lingual tonsils. The laryngopharynx is the last common passageway for food and air. Inferior to the laryngopharynx, air will pass through the larynx and trachea, and food passes through the esophagus.
Salivary glands. The salivary glands are exocrine glands that produce the saliva that is in our mouth. Functions. These glands produce saliva, open parenthesis, vital for digestion. 2. Help for the lubrication of the mouth. 3. Help for the start of the food digestion. 1. Parotid gland, the biggest of the salivary glands. 2. Submandibular gland, the gland from the oral cavity. Is back our teeth. 3. Sublingual gland, the littlest of the 3 glands is under our mouth. Esophagus. The esophagus is also a kind of tunnel that takes food to the stomach and is tied to the pharynx. Functions and characteristics. Function: take the food to the stomach. Characteristic: contracts for putting the food fastened in the stomach. Function: maintains the acids of the stomach away from preventing heartburn.
The mouth. It's where the digestive system begins, and it's where the human starts eating the food. It's the first organ of the digestive system. The liver. The liver is an organ located near of the stomach and under the esophagus. Functions: produce bile that are vital for the digestion of the food. 2. Helps cleaning the blood from noxious materials that can be bad for the body. Stomach is the place where the food we eat is digested. It has acids that help the digestion. It also has permeable walls that are active when we eat big meals, so there's more space. We are going to see a movie about it.
To better understand GERD, it's important to know what happens in the normal digestive process. As you chew your food and swallow, food particles travel from your mouth to the esophagus. The esophagus is a muscular tube that contracts and relaxes in a wave-like motion to help move food and liquids down toward your stomach. This is called peristalsis. Just before the esophagus gets to the stomach, it travels through an opening in your diaphragm called the hiatus. The diaphragm is a broad muscle that separates your stomach from your chest cavity. The esophagus then joins the stomach at the lower esophageal sphincter. This sphincter acts as a doorway between the esophagus and the stomach. After you swallow, it opens to let food into the stomach. Then, the sphincter closes to keep food and stomach juices from going back up into the esophagus. The hiatus also helps close off the entryway to the stomach. Inside your stomach, strong acids and enzymes make up the stomach juices that break down your food. Your stomach has special mechanisms that help protect itself from these strong juices. But your esophagus doesn't have these same defenses, so it's important to close off the stomach opening to keep the juices in the stomach. Sometimes the acidic contents of the stomach do go back up, or reflux, into the esophagus. Occasional reflux is normal, and much of the time it never causes any problems because the esophagus also has some ways to protect itself. For example, the saliva in your esophagus can help neutralize stomach acid, and gravity and peristalsis help to wash the saliva and stomach juices back down into the stomach. But other times, reflux can cause the burning, pressure, or pain in your chest or throat that most people.
The pancreas. The pancreas is a gland that makes an enzyme for digestion. The small intestine. The small intestine is the organ where more digestion occurs. The large intestine, also called the colon, it absorbs water and sodium from stool. The anus. The opening at the end of the digestive system tract where bowel movements leave the body. The gallbladder stores the bile made in the liver, then empties it to help digestion fat.
Thanks for watching the video. We're waiting you in many times.